So the world is a mess, but we can just remedy it by getting centered again. We've got to center ourselves on what matters. Not look at make-believe power and barking and yelling, but true power, the power of energy and strength that you get from making decisions that are proactive. Proactive decisions, ones that will result in progress, not status quo or not in reduction of progress. How many of you look at this man and recognize it? I do 800 sit-ups a day. This is not a joke. Today, right here at the LA Fitness, 4 minutes away, I did 800 sit-ups in the sauna, which I do 7 days a week. And I still have a little belly. Because as we age, our cortisol levels go up and our testosterone, naturally. So how many of you guys are working out like animals and you look like a cow? Problem. So weight gain. This happens in both male and female, but with the testosterone thing, male much more. That's why you see more chubby men than you see chubby women. Because the sort of cortisol goes up. The other thing, this is really interesting. Women are better equipped to take care of stress than men. Anyone know why? Women 100 years ago had 10 and 15 children. That happened for millennia before that. You and I, we give us 2 children, we completely freak out. We become Clement. 2. When we had my 4 children at home, I used to go out more often than I do now. You follow it? Women program 15 children running around 25 different directions. So God said they're either going to die or we have to wire them so they can take care of stress. Do you follow? So you don't get quite as chubby as us. You have to work hard. Why women get chubby mostly, they don't breastfeed their babies. How many of you know that? The number one cause of women getting chubby is they don't breastfeed their children. Think of the brilliance of nature. When you suckle, the baby suckles on the nipple, and you do that prerequisite 2 years of breastfeeding, it literally has hormones that eat the fat on the hips away. You don't do 2 years of breastfeeding, guess what? How many of you, and I won't make you raise your hand, have that chubby stuff on the side? You're doing 800 sit-ups a day. It's still over there. 2014 journal, what did they say? Obesity is associated with low hormones. So what's ironic, the more overweight you are, and I used to be really overweight, 120 pounds more. The less testosterone you have, the less testosterone you have, the less muscle you have, the less muscle you have, the more testosterone goes down. Now what's ironic about this whole thing is that why I said right at the onset, you need muscle. Men and women need muscle. Women, the estrogen comes out, testosterone stays tame. Men, testosterone go up, and estrogen stays low, is because 82% of muscle comes from fat. Let me repeat it to you. So everyone says aerobic, yeah, I'm a major, I do aerobic 6 days a week. But for weight reduction, weightlifting. Now aerobic. And after doing all of that, you jump into a what? Sauna. Because, by the way, sauna works as the Swedish showed us 20 years ago, 40% as much as aerobic exercise. So now you're detoxing the body as rapidly as you possibly can, both men and women, and you're lifting the weights, and you're doing the aerobic, but then you jump into the sauna, and you take care of it at that point. There's a radical shift in metabolism. Your metabolism speeds up to a 20-year-old kid when you're doing that. So again, you're a little chubby, more problems with low testosterone for both male and female. Because what did I say? Naturally, hundreds of years ago, women would have more testosterone and less estrogen as we went along. So we have to start to re-image who we really are. We've got to really start, this is a social discussion we're having now, not only a health discussion, but to me, it's inseparable. Matter of fact, there's no difference to me between any of the sciences. Physics is as important as chemistry, as biology, as is everything we're discussing today. And if we don't quit segmenting and compartmentalizing, and we start sitting at a table, all the teachers and the leaders and the scientists, and discussing with one another, you're going to still be in trouble. You go to people who have part of the story. We need the whole story. I got frustrated 40 years ago. I started to study biology, and it never took me to where I wanted to. And then chemistry, then physics, and then I found quantum physics. And a new emerging field called quantum biology was coming up. And natural history tied it all together for me. Because that's where I found out, by the way, every creature, by the way, eats raw food in nature. Never taught me that in biology or nutrition. I have a doctorate degree in nutrition. Never once did they tell me that. They told me how much of what to sell to who. Sell them this, sell them this, sell them this. The problem is, I want to sell you what you don't want to buy, you. That's the biggest hard sell in the world. If you would just buy you, you'd be okay. But you don't want to buy you because you don't trust you don't believe you, and you know you're full of baloney. I get that because I was right there with you. It took me so long to trust myself because I knew I was great at squirming out of everything right. How about you? Aren't you really good squirmers? You know what you should do. Instinctually, you know what to do. And then you talk to yourself, well, it's a little, I tried it before, it didn't really work. I'm not really sure. And then you get on the internet. The most evil thing that ever happened to confuse people. Dr. Schmo says this, Dr. Schmuck says this, Schmo and Schmuck says this. And the University of Shinnehoka says this. And before you know it, you're all riled up and you do nothing. Let's go out and have some organic Twinkies. We don't know why we're obese. Well, I know why, because I happen to read Truth. 1970. Any of you that are a little older here remember, the mortal sin that they would excommunicate you from a family is if you ate between meals. If my mother caught me eating between meals, she'd cut my hand off. How many of you remember that? You remember the word? What are you eating between meals? Okay. 1970, 2020. We double the meals. The average European and North American, we consume 6 meals a day. But we better put more money into obesity research. No. Get mommy back again. She would have kicked your ass. You're getting fat. I was overweight. My parents didn't know what to do with me because they kept saying, it's okay, you're a man, you're a boy. So it makes you strong to be overweight. No, it made me more feminine to be overweight because my testosterone was going down to 20. Follow me? Made me less intelligent, less productive. That's what happened.